Fall Guys currently has 12 finals in the game. Of those 12 finals, currently 11 of them are solo ones, and only 7 of them are available to play in regular solo show. In this video, I'll be ranking every solo final, which is pretty much every final besides Tiptoe Finale, because, well, I'm still waiting for that one to come out. Then I can do a full ranking video. So this will just be the first 11 finals that are not squad exclusive. I will be putting Tiptoe Finale when I do a full ranking video of this. However, this video is not it. So, without further ado, let's get into the ranking. The first rule, and by far the most obvious rule, is that I can only use finals that are in solo show, and that does not mean that I can also use limited time finals. Next up, survival rounds will not count as finals because they're obviously survival. Because the only rounds that can be counted as a final are the ones that have time limits on them. But those are still survival, and people can still qualify whether you like it or not. Just face the truth. So, I cannot include them. Without further ado, let's go into number 11. Number 11, and by far the worst final in the game, has to be Royal Fumble. Now, I know what you're saying, but Sakura, there's skills that you can apply to this map. Okay, let me just go over the reasons why I don't like this round, and I think it's my least favorite. First off, you can get your tail grabbed from 50 feet away from you because of your ping. Also, this final is just, everyone just chases you, and then there's only one person in the lobby that can be unpredictable, and that person could be you. However, you might not know how to be unpredictable, which means that people can still grab your tail from 50 feet away. It's just not a good final, and that's the reason why it's number 11 on my list. Blast Ball is just one of those finals where you feel as if you can knock somebody off the map, but then they only move like 3 inches. And then when that said person tries to knock you off, you somehow get flung 45 feet away from them. And it just doesn't make any sense on the Blast Ball's physics. Like, if Mediatonic could actually develop the Blast Balls better, this final would probably be like number 5, I guess. So, but because of that, it's only a number 10. So, it's not really that fun, and there's nothing really you can do if you get eliminated. That's the reason why Blast Ball is number 10 on this list. Lost Temple is a pretty RNG final. Then again, because it's RNG, there's not really much you can do if you don't win. Besides, when it comes to getting the crown, it all depends on luck. And if you don't have enough luck to do it, then you're just screwed. Lost Temple actually has a whole lot of combination pads, and a man named Alex J. Lockwood found an analyzer to help people on Lost Temple, and it just really helps because you can know the pass probabilities of 3,428 Lost Temple games. But that still doesn't say the fact that Lost Temple still isn't one of my favorites, because it combines DoorDash, a really bad race round in my opinion, with Fall Mountain, another RNG final, and it just leads to a recipe for disaster, which is the reason why Lost Temple is number 9 on this list. The newest final on this list, and not really the best one, is Kraken Slam. The reason I don't like Kraken Slam is because that it's just manifested by grabbers, and you'll be grabbed every single time. Not to mention that avoiding the Kraken arms is actually pretty easy once you master it. However, you could still, the only surviving thing about this is that it could actually be timed out, and I know what you're saying, Sakura, it literally is impossible. Nope, there's actually a specific strategy you can learn. However, that still doesn't save the fact that Kraken Slam still sucks. But since there's a timeout strategy that's really cool, that's the saving factor. That's the reason why Kraken Slam is number 8 on this list. Fall Mountain, although pretty RNG, honestly is kind of fun when you get the hang of it. There's different types of ways to play. There's the people who just run up the mountain regularly trying to avoid every obstacle, and then there's the tryhards and the sweats. There's different variations like the treadmill and the anti-gravity zone. Sadly, that part was removed. But anyways, the only issue with this is the fact that you can grab the crown, and then little Timmy with the Wi-Fi of NASA will literally grab it before you do. That's the reason why Fall Mountain is number 7 on this list. But it's still an okay final. Hexering is that one final where you feel as if you're going to do great, and then there's no tiles left for you to go. And then it just makes you throw your controller at your monitor, making you cry because you're 5 years old, and then your mom grounds you for life, making you cry even more. Hexering, honestly though, is an okay final. It's half good, half bad, and honestly, the good part about it is that it combines 2 of my favorite finals. But the bad thing about it is that Mediatonic can no longer let us time it out, which is literally the worst part about this round. I really wish it was time outable, but now it isn't. It used to be, but now it's not. I just wish it was. That's the only issue I have. So far, it's a good final, which is why Hexering is number 6 on this list. I know what a lot of you are probably saying, that roll-off is your favorite final. However, for me, roll-off, it's alright. The biggest issue with this final, though, however, is you get grabbed every single time. Like, I can literally just be playing regularly, then some idiot will try to grab me and push me into the slime pit. Also, another issue with roll-off is probably the fact that you can literally just jump and dive over it. Here's this one time I was playing in customs on a live stream with a live stream, and literally, this round can be quite buggy in spectator mode, because the wall will push you, and then, like, the slime will literally save you. Like, that makes no sense, and it's also kind of funny at the same time. But I do get enjoyment on roll-off, only when there's no sweats, and which is the reason, that's the biggest reason. And that's the reason why roll-off is number 5 on this list. There's some people out there who have Jump Showdown as their favorite final. I can easily understand why. But for me, it's only at number 4 because grabbing is the biggest issue on this final. It's a much bigger issue than on Kraken Slam, a much bigger issue on than on roll-off. And another thing about this final, that's plain right too easy. Like, I literally can easily win on this round so many times, and I can still come in clutch. If I get grabbed like a golden knight or something like that, I don't really care. It's just the easiest final for me, and that's the only reason why it's number 4 on this list. Let's go into the top 3 next. In my opinion, Thin Ice is one of the best finals to ever play in Fall Guys. You can literally do pretty well, but then there's people who cut you off, people who grab you off, and people who like to make verticals. Like, it's pretty hard to do stuff when you have that, because you can mess up, because once it comes to ice, you're done for. So, there's no point in even trying. So, Thin Ice, honestly, it's pretty fun to play. There's so many advanced strategies you can learn. There's 3 layers of tiles, maybe 2 sometimes. Sometimes they're in the shape of a pyramid, and you can easily win if you're skilled enough. If you know hexagon strategies, then just try to apply them to thin ice, and you should get an easy dub.
Ooh.
Hexagon is just one of those finals where you feel like that you did everything perfectly. You think that every single one of your strategies is on key, and then at the very end, you fall into the slime and accept your defeat. And honestly, it's quite relatable because that's what's happened to me in a lot of games. And there's also some things that I have to show everyone that I actually managed to get some really cool plays. The footage you're seeing is my latest hexagon win, and pretty much you'll get to see my favorite final, which is up next. Hexagon has so many advanced strategies that you can learn, and it's just really fun to play, and would be #1. However, there's still one final that we still have to talk about. One final that surpasses Hexagon. One final that surpasses every final round in the game. And that final is... In my opinion, Hexaterrestrial is the best final in Fall Guys. I just love the chaos on this round. The amount of times where I feel as if I'm not gonna make it, and then the tiles start to respawn. And it's just my favorite final because of those reasons. It's literally God mode. You can literally have an entirely great session. And it's also that feeling when everyone starts to get eliminated, when that wall starts to close in past the orange layer and into the blue and yellow layers. And it just adds that satisfaction, knowing the fact that it's just gonna be you and some other guy who's probably gonna try to grab you or whatever, and you have the chance to win it. That's what makes Hexaterrestrial my favorite final. And that's pretty much it for this entire list. And that's it. Thanks for watching to the very end. And this is my first ever list I made besides that very cringy one. This one I actually took some time to actually think about what I liked about the final rounds. And honestly, I want to do more of these styles of videos. So if we get like 10 likes on this video, maybe I'll continue with more types. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Comment this video if you want to see more stuff like this. Like this video if you want to see me do more. And subscribe so you never miss another upload. I'm Sakura Oyui, and this has been the top 10. This has been me ranking all the finals.
Ooh.